So this is Clyde with Fearcast Network, Fearcast.net. I got Ogre here with me. And go ahead and introduce yourself.
John Stirling with Stirling FX.
And we've literally just been trading secrets and just chatting over odd things, telling great places to get Caro syrup and cheap red food coloring, and somebody decided to point a camera at us. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. I think we were on methyl cellulose powder.
Yes.
And I cannot remember the website. Like I said, I'm going to send you that later. But yeah, that's the substitute, and that way you don't have to send the runner to get the KY.
Okay, just so people know, this wonderful substance we talked about is what makes lubricants slick, and you can get it powdered so you can make your own for special effects slime.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. They actually sell pre-colored, but I'm like, God made food coloring for a reason.
Okay, first question is that what they use to get the slick effect, that wet effect? I use for normal lubes in making bruises wet, or do you use it for the slime, that alien?
To go a little pornographic semi, if you water it down a lot, suddenly you look like you've just taken a run, but you're not like drenched in sweat, you're just glistening.
Okay.
You get that. If you don't water it down a lot, they have something called lotion play in Japan, and it does simulate the consistency of another substance, and they will use it in massive quantities and just literally doing the slime thing. And if you really don't water it down, suddenly we're revisiting aliens.
Okay.
So it's a very versatile substance.
Okay.
And I'm loving it. It's literally KY for an FX use, made to order consistency.
Okay.
So what about some of the oddest like kitchen items you've used in your work? I mean, literally just something that you pulled out of the shelf and said this will work.
Well, I mean, generally, I've never really just yanked stuff out of the shelf, but we did do, of course, the gelatin melting face.
Right.
And for one of the shots, we added red food coloring to cream soda to make it look like she was drinking blood.
That's not bad.
It had a nice few bubbles on the top, and it came out looking wonderfully like blood. The bubbles, I mean, just fit that bloody look rather than just being flat and dead.
The cream soda, that would be I would have thought ginger ale, but I think the cream soda is going to work the color out right.
We had the cream soda there.
I've of course there's the the unflavored gelatin powder. Yeah, that's your friend.
Yeah, always.
Here's another one for you. Plain yogurt.
Plain yogurt. Okay.
Plain yogurt. If you water it down just a little bit, again, it's kind of creamy and gross, and then it's easily colored to anything. And again, it's there's no toxins in it. It's just yogurt. So unless they don't like cultured bacteria, milky things, I mean, it could go in the mouth. It doesn't matter if you eat this stuff. But I mean, again, it's just this kind of goop, and it's a very thicker kind of slime, not quite a jelly slime. This is more like a gap kind of thing, like something off of Nickelodeon or something.
So I mean, essentially, add some little things to that. You got the perfect puke.
Exactly. And we've done that. So that's one that you can stomach. I've heard a lot of like vomit recipes that, I mean, like we're talking like eggs, blending up eggs, and basically making some of those odd protein shakes. Good job. We've just dusted off a couple of empty bottles there.
Eggs would at least give it a nice runny, almost like the cellulose.
Yeah. The thing to watch out for is that can't go in your body, really.
Yeah.
Because you got to watch out for bacteria for born illness, because that's salmonella right there.
Yeah.
I've had that. It's not fun.
No. I've heard of people using cherries, the canned jelly cherries.
Oh yeah.
I've never used that myself, but I mean for more of that lumpy.
I've got a story for you.
Okay.
You're gonna think I'm sick. This was at the haunted forest in Stroud, Oklahoma.
Okay.
I was a cannibal, and I needed to eat have some guts that I was eating on. So I went to Bass Pro Shops and got hog casings.
Okay.
So I had intestines for real. These are what you would put sausage in.
Yeah.
And I mixed up some Caro syrup blood and had them soaking in it. And I prepped this the night before we went out to Stroud. Sitting in the fridge, got hog casings and some syrup. So that's cool. Then it spent the day in the cooler, and then eventually I guess got laid out. So by the next night, it had been just sitting and stewing in this stuff. And I just pulled up a handful of this when a group comes up to me, and I'm just like, would you like to try a bite or something like that? And they're like, that's not real. And the kind of nerd in me is getting ready to say, well, it's physically there. That is quite real, actually. It does exist. It's made of matter. But I knew where they were going, and I'm just looking at it like, yeah, you want to taste? And you're like, you're not going to eat that. And there it was, because I don't back down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and everybody just freaked out. I had like the blood running down into like the little scruff goatee, and I clearly had torn a good handful of that into my mouth.
What did you have it filled with?
It was it was nothing. It was just sitting there, empty hog casing, soaked in carob syrup. This was salty and sweet and just sticky, and it was like a day old. It was horrifying. It was the grossest thing I'd ever eaten, really. And I've eaten sardines. And then very promptly, everybody's freaked out. The owner is freaked out. Dave Timmons is completely revolted. And then they usher away, and I go behind our stage and throw up. And I'm never doing that. He comes up to me later, did you really eat that? I'm like, yeah. Are you going to do that again? I'm like, no. So I think we've got a model who just motioned over. So can we introduce
Yes, this is Kayla.
They say hi, Kayla. The internet says hi.
Hi, Internet!
This was done with the classic rigid Claston.
Yeah, I was expecting liquid latex.
No, airbrushed a little bit. I mean, rigid Claston has been used for years. It sits here. Of course, you can tell it's giving a little bit here. But as it dries, it shrinks and puckers up. It was originally suture glue. And it pulls it up and just gives it that nice puckered look.
Okay, so this is very similar to like super glue, but not nearly as caustic
It
on
is
your
a
skin.
medical glue, and it has been used. I mean, I watched a thing on Monty Python the other day.
Yeah.
The documentary on it. One of them came out wearing a scar made of it. It's been around longer than that.
Yeah.
And of course, here it's spelling out Rue Morgue.
Are you advertising for the Rue Morgue?
We're trying to get their attention.
Well,
Oi, oi!
Rue Morgue?
Pay attention.
Give them an email.
SaintMedusa@yahoo.com.
There you go. That is what we like. You ever feel like a cheap whore when you do that? Yeah. I did once, and then I raised my rates.
I just enjoy what I do, so I can't really complain either way.
It's super duper fun. You're going around, you're not wearing a lot, and you've got a little bit of makeup. Whoa. You got a little bit of makeup on, and everybody's paying attention to you. I mean, that's got to be one of the greatest things in the world.
Girls like attention, and I like being bloody, so it all kind of one hand washes another.
Makes her the perfect one to work with.
And we're going to get some pictures of some of your other work, maybe some pictures of you if you don't mind here after a while.
I don't mind. We can round up Heather, and she's done up a little more. She's got some nice stitching and high depth work.
It's really
And a
cute.
bruise that you will.
Well, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with me. It's been great. I love talking to you. You know more about makeup than I do. Because then I get to learn things.
Hey, I learned a couple things. Cellulose.
Methyl
Methyl cellulose. Get it? That's tight.
There's another one. It's a similar compound, but I don't see it around as much. But it's a polyacrylamide.
I've been wanting to play with the alien gear, so yeah.
It can come pre-ordered in black, green, or red, or just get it plain. And like I said, God made food coloring for a reason.
Oh yes.
Well, let's get us some cigarettes going. Thank you. This is Clyde with Fearcast.net, Fearcast Network. Thank you.